So before I got my real estate license, I actually started my real estate journey wholesaling real estate with my brothers. And we made anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000 in 1 year. And that was doing the business part-time. So I'm coming at you guys to give you guys the simplest and easiest way to wholesale real estate, just simplifying the entire business right now.
Hi guys, welcome to Martez Kelly's real estate channel. This is Martez Kelly and welcome to the channel.
What's good, family? I'm Martez Kelly, and I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video. I actually want to give a huge shout out to Andrew, and I'll put him right here. He actually brought this video topic up, and it's something that I wanted to talk about anyway. But if you guys wanted to give me any video ideas, anything you want me to talk about, any questions you want me to answer, go ahead and drop them in the comment section down below. But huge shout out to Andrew. He's been continuously commenting on the videos and been supporting the channel for a long time now. But huge shout out to him. But if you've been on the channel for a while, you know I love to give you guys the content layout, also labeled with timestamps so you can know what we're talking about in the video, and you can skip around and go to the part that you want more. So in today's video, what we're going to talk about, and yes, I do have my phone right here, we're going to talk about what is wholesaling, just giving you guys the simple answer for you guys who don't know anything about it, for my real estate agents watching and want to get into it. The next thing is a question that I get a lot in my DMs is, should you get a home under contract first or find a buyer first? I'm going to get into that. The next thing we're going to get into, the last thing we're going to get into, is how the process should flow. So like the video title says, just giving you guys a step-by-step process from beginning to end on how a perfect wholesale deal should go. Then after that, I'll give you guys my final words. But with that being said, let's get into today's content. So what is wholesaling real estate? So wholesaling is honestly just getting the property under contract for less than the buyer is willing to pay. So just to give you guys some quick and easy numbers, let's say you see a property you feel like if once it's fixed is worth 120. Okay, you find a buyer or find a seller who's willing to sell that property. Let's see if they're willing to take 80 grand. You say, okay, 80 grand. 80 grand, I put my $5,000 wholesale fee on top of it. Let me go find a buyer who will buy this property for $85,000. One, it covers what the seller wants. Two, it covers your assignment fee. That's simply what wholesaling is. So the next question I get a lot is, why do people wholesale? People wholesale because it's an easy way to get into the business, easy way to stack up capital. You don't have to go through a bank to wholesale real estate, and in some cases you don't have to get your real estate license to wholesale real estate. So it's an easy way to get into real estate investing without going through all the hoops like banks and having a whole lot of cash on hand. And it's also an easy way to get cash on hand for future investments or a lifestyle, whatever it is. Should you get a buyer first, or should you go get a buyer first, or should you get your home under contract first? What I highly recommend for new wholesalers is actually to go out into your community and build relationship with buyers first. The reason why, and I think this is one of the things that truly helped us hit 100 grand or 80 grand wholesaling as a group, was we actually worked on building relationships with buyers first. And that was something that was huge for us. Oh my gosh, my battery's about to die. But that was something that was huge for us. You can go in and figure out what it is that they're looking for, and then go out and actually find the property they're looking for. So when you run into some other wholesalers who have deals that they can't get sold, you can actually say, where's that at? What is it? How much is it? And you can automatically go to the buyer that you feel like will profit or would love to buy that home. Easy. 5 grand right there, 10 grand right there, depending on what the assignment fee is. So this is something for new wholesalers. What I highly recommend you doing is actually putting time into building relationships with buyers. So not just to know their name and their preference, take them out to dinner, take them out to lunch, take them out for coffee, get to understand, get a great understanding of what it is that they're looking for. And then you'll never know, they may actually throw a bone to you like, hey, I got a friend of mine who's actually looking to sell this property right here. I don't want it, but I know you're well connected. Here you go. And then y'all split your whatever. I actually had a wholesaler or a buyer say to me, he doesn't care what the deal is, whether I put in even if I have to take a little bit less, he'll throw me 5 grand just for bringing the deal to him that he closed on. So these are the kind of relationships that you want to build. So how should the whole process flow? And I got my phone here. Even though I know it, I actually want to make sure I go through, because I wrote little nuggets in there so you guys can make sure. So grab your pen, grab your paper. Let's go ahead and go through how the perfect situation should go. One, you should find a seller. You already built the relationship with buyers. Let's say now that you got relationship with buyers, now it's time to actually go out there, hunt, and find a lead. So you find a seller and who's actually looking to sell. Whether you find these people through cold calling, whether it's driving for dollars, or even mailers, you found a seller who wants to sell. And we actually made the bulk of our money from actually cold calling. So you find a seller who is looking to sell. You actually set up an appointment to view the property. When you go to the property, most important thing is actually to take pictures while you're there, because what you can actually do is the minute that you leave and you have a somewhat agreement on the numbers, you can actually send a quick text message to your buyer who you feel like it'll match with perfectly. So I got a property on such and such. This is how much they're looking to pay, or this is how much they're looking for. Would you be interested in something in this area? What I would highly recommend, this is a nugget outside of the nugget, what I highly recommend is you guys actually locking the property up. So having it under contract before you reach out to buyers, because there's some slimy people out there who will actually cut you out of the deal, and they will go directly to the seller and say, hey, I know you're looking to sell. He actually wants to make an extra $5,000, $10,000 off of you. I can actually offer you $10,000 less than that. So make sure you got the property under agreement before sending it out to people, unless you built those relationships with buyers who you feel like you know, like, and trust. So once you negotiate, once you saw the property, you took the pictures, you negotiate with the seller to get a fair price, but make sure you include in the contract that you share with the buyers, make sure you include your assignment fee. So you want to make sure that it's a fair number for the seller. So do your research, whether you're reaching out to real estate agents like myself, or you're either a real estate agent already, or you're just looking at comps on Zillow and different places like that. Research, figure out a fair number for them. And then once you get that property under contract, like I said earlier, let's say if you got it under 80,000, they say, hey, I'll take 80,000. Once you reach out to one of the things too, make sure in your contract you got the inspection period. We usually do a 14-day inspection period, so 2 weeks, and within that 2 weeks you can cancel the contract at any time due to anything, honestly. And what you want to do is during that 14-day inspection period, this is the next step, is actually having buyers come by, view the property. If it's vacant, you got a lockbox on it, they can actually drive by, check out the property. Then, like I said, this is the perfect scenario. Once you got I completely skipped over this. Once you get the contract signed, one, you want to make sure you got a 14-day inspection period, or an inspection period. The second thing is you want to make sure the contract is assignable, because if the contract is not assignable, you can't get your assignment fee. You are liable to purchase that property. So make sure that you can assign it. Then you can start marketing the property. And like I said, at this point, if you got relationships with other buyers, this is when you say, hey, I got this property for you, I got this property for you. You already got it on the contract. They can't cut you out of the deal because you're already in agreement to buy the property, essentially. Like I said, during the inspection period, have your buyers view the property. Then once you get to that point when you have an agreement between you and the buyer, you say, hey, we're looking for 85 grand on this property. The buyer say, okay, I can do 85. 85 is fair for this. I see that it'll be worth 120 once I finish with it. 85 it is. You sign an assignment contract. So your agreement between you and the buyer that you're going to sign this contract, and they're going to pay you 5 grand for it. So they're going to pay five grand to you, 80 grand to the seller. You take all of this stuff to the title office where they will actually close your deal. And sometimes it can be a little bit tougher than this, but at this point you can just sit there and wait for them to tell you that the property is closed and you get your check. Usually with wholesale deals, the buyers are actually paying with cash, so you don't have to worry about anything like inspections most of the time. That's one of their selling points as the buyer. Like, hey, you don't have to worry about inspections. I'm paying cash. It's going to be a quick close. So this is some of the things that will work in your favor. But yeah, that's exactly how the wholesale process should go. But now I'm about to give you guys my final words. And like I said, if you guys, if you guys have saw my wholesale video you already know how I feel. I feel like every wholesaler should get their real estate license, because essentially you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing that I'm doing as a real estate agent. It's just, we are, yeah, honestly more regulated, but I do feel like as a real estate agent, you get more opportunities because you're not really just looking for distressed homes. You can work with on-market homes. You just got to go find the buyers. And it's the same exact thing in my mind. I just feel like you get more opportunities as a real estate agent. That is a quite bias coming from me because I am a real estate agent. Another thing that I want to say, if you guys have watched my wholesale video from before, please go back and watch it again, and make sure you just smash the like button on it. For some reason, that video and my leaving EXP video is one of the worst like to dislike ratio videos. So just go back and check that out. What else? Man, I appreciate you guys for sticking throughout this video. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you guys want to see more stuff, more things you want me to talk on, please drop it in the comment section down below. I do respond to every single comment. Reach out to me on Instagram. Smash the like button on today's video. Also turn on the notification bell, or subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. But there's not much more for you to say, but click right here to subscribe and click right here to watch our next video.